to another episode of the Cryptid Files,
Yes.
the podcast where we talk about awesome cryptids and folklore and mythology and all that other kind of cool stuff. We're your hosts, Anthony and Charlie, and we're finally back together.
It's so weird.
Oh my god, I can do this now. Okay. Yeah, welcome. We're live to you from our new awesome studio at Charlie's house. We got a bunch of cool things in the studio, and it looks really cool now. And it's way better than Discord calls. So the audio should be better. I shouldn't be all stuttery and gross.
Now we're both echoey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're working on that. That's the next step.
Yeah.
All right. So this week it's April Fool's.
It is.
So we figured, what better than to do on April Fool's than to talk about something that used to be a cryptid.
Yes.
So tonight we're covering the platypus.
Yeah. The platypus, which I am almost convinced it's still a cryptid after doing research. This thing's wild, dude.
It's a weird fucking animal.
It's a weird fucking animal. I have a pretty nice description I wrote about the platypus.
All right, take it away, Charlie.
So I'm going to start off with that. But what is a platypus? A platypus is an egg-laying mammal known as a monotreme. That means one hold, if you were wondering.
Yeah.
They have a single rare hole for excretion and reproduction. The only members of the monotreme family are the duck-billed platypus and 4 species of echidna. Echidna.
The spiny anteater.
Yes. Yeah. Monotremes lactate, but they don't have nipples.
What? Where does it come from then?
They just excrete it through pores of their skin. And the baby platypus suck it off of their fur.
So they sweat milk?
Yes, they sweat milk. Basically.
Oh, it's so gross.
They lactate, but not nipples.
I don't like this.
Yeah. Platypus have a duck-like bill, a beaver tail, otter-like feet.
They have skin on their bill.
Yes,
which
they
is
do.
Weird.
No, there's some more weirdness about the bill. The bill is super weird.
All right, we'll get to the bill later.
We're going to get to the bill in this, and I'm going to... Okay. They are one of the world's only venomous mammals. The males have venomous spurs on their ankles. They also have a flat, streamlined body and covered in thick brown fur. Yes. Their bill is soft and rubbery. Not hard like a duck's bill.
Oh, it's so weird.
It's a duck bill, but it's like floppy.
It's rubber.
It's rubber. It's made of rubber. They are semi-aquatic animals and spend much of their time in rivers and lakes and streams. Platypuses hunt underwater using a sixth sense known as electroperception.
Yes.
Okay? So while they're hunting, they use their sensitive duck bill to basically detect electrical fields produced by small invertebrates.
Yeah, by their muscle movements.
Yeah, by their muscle movements.
Because they have a weird crease that it completely closes their eyes and their nostrils.
Their eyes, their nostrils, and their ears.
Yes.
They all close when they hunt.
Yeah.
And they just move their duck bill around and
sense electricity.
Oh,
that's so weird.
Coming from worms. Yeah, super weird. And when they actually get them, they don't just eat at the bottom of the river or lake. They have fucking pockets in their face like squirrels. And so they store worms and invertebrates and shit.
Shrimp in their cheeks.
Shrimp in their cheeks. And swim back up to the surface. They don't have teeth.
That's right. They
don't
have those
have
weird
teeth.
grind plates.
Yeah. They have grinding plates, which they use to grind prey into a slurry with soil and just slurp it down.
Ew.
Yeah.
They eat dirt?
They eat dirt. They also don't have a stomach. They do most of the digestion process in their mouth.
Ew.
So there's another pocket in the back of their mouth above their esophagus, and it's literally a straight pipe. It's esophagus to
intestines. They just swallow and shit.
Yes.
What?
That is what happens. They don't have a fucking stomach. Super bizarre, dude.
You also forgot to mention that they glow in the dark.
They do glow in the dark.
They do. If you put a black light up to a platypus, it glows like green.
Yeah.
Which is also wild to me.
Which is why people thought these things were cryptids. I mean,
none of this makes any sense.
They shouldn't exist. They shouldn't exist. They are also some of the oldest mammals on Earth. I think they're suspecting them to be like 14 million years old or something like that. Like something absolutely bizarre. And they split off from the rest of the mammals.
Yeah, and got weird.
At some point, just got weird. That's what happened. Yeah. They also have, you know how most mammals have 2 sex chromosomes?
Yes.
Platypus have 10.
So they have 10 genders?
No, platypus have it's like a whole bunch of different combinations in those chromosomes, but there's 10 separate sex chromosomes instead of just X and Y. It's like XXY, XY, XXY. I forget what the exact thing was, but it's 10 separate sex chromosomes.
So how did they... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a biologist.
Yeah.
I'm not a biologist.
Oh.
I thought that was fucking interesting.
Platypus were also known as water moles and duck moles back in the day, which makes sense because they're very mole-like in their body shape. The other thing I saw that I read about them is that when they walk on land, they walk on their knuckles.
Yeah.
Like a gorilla. So that it doesn't hurt their webbing in their feet.
Yeah.
Which kind of seems kind of scary.
Yeah.
This thing coming up and you're like...
Yeah.
What's up,
Lights out.
Yeah. So both the males and the females have the barbs, the spurs on their feet.
Yeah.
But only the men produce.
Only the men are venomous.
Venom, yeah. And it's enough venom to kill a small dog.
Yeah.
So in a human, it's like weeks of agony.
Yeah.
And they haven't found real any venom for it. You just kind of have to, you get stung by a platypus, you gotta wait it out. You just gotta deal with it.
They also are, what's the word? Polyamorous. So they don't meet for like more than a week together, I think. Like
So they just make a baby and they're like, I'm gonna make
Yeah,
another
so
one.
there'll be one male platypus that will fight over territory with another male platypus, and they will all, whatever female platypus are in the area, that one male has access to all of them.
It's like lions.
Yeah.
Or seals.
Yeah. And they have 2 dicks.
What?
So...
You did way more research than I did. What the fuck?
Inside their cloacal hole, which is their single hole, that's where the males have their dicks.
Their dicks are inside of them.
Yes, their dicks are inside of them. So
they come out?
Well, they have to go like butt to butt to have sex.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What kind of, oh god, biological abomination is platypus? Holy shit, I did not expect any of this going into this episode.
Yeah, and they basically, so it takes them like a week to start mating with the female platypus, and then it's like a 10-minute process of maneuvering.
Because I gotta get butt to butt, and they got those big tails in the way.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And then it happens.
And it's a whole new meaning to dick butt.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's
No, they have a dick in their butt.
Okay.
They have 2.
Some more cool platypus facts. So the Wadi Wadi people of Australia, they're aboriginals. The platypus is actually a totem for them, so they worship the platypus. They see it as a spiritual guide, which maybe they're going to change now that they know that they have dicks in their butts.
Yeah.
But who knows? So the first platypus body was found in 1798.
Yes. First, found by Europeans.
Yes. Because they've been around way longer than that.
Yes.
But yeah, the first pelt was seen in 98, and the first body was actually preserved and brought to European scientists in 99, and they all thought it was a hoax. Yeah. They all believed that some like Chinese taxidermist stuck pieces of different animals together, and they cut the thing apart with scissors and sutures trying to find sewing and all this to it. Yeah. It was finally recognized as a species in 1800. Yeah. And it was given the scientific name, I'm going to butcher this, but give me a shot. Okay, hold on. One more time. Ornithohinchus anatinus. Yes. Which literally translates to duck-like bird snout. Yeah. And it is the only living representative of the scientific family. Yeah. There are no other of that. I'm not going to say that word again.
Yeah. It's the only one.
There's a long time debate on how to say the plural platypus.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no answer. There are 4 different ways to say platypus
Platypus
plural. There's platypus. Yeah. The same way you can say sheep and sheep. Platypus is one and platypus is multiple. You have platypuses. You have platypi. And you have platypodes.
I never heard platypodes.
Yeah. It's just like if you want to go off the way that the Greeks would have pluralized it.
Yeah. The platypodes.
So that's like a scientific way.
There's lots of platypodes.
But platypuses is not okay.
It's not okay.
You can't call them platypuses.
You can't say the platypuses.
Yeah, that's the fucking platypus, man. That is less realistic than some of the cryptids we've talked about.
No, when I was looking into this thing, I was like, Why? It's so weird that they evolved the way they did.
Yeah, I don't understand any part of the evolutionary cycle here with this thing.
It's Australia, though.
It's true.
It's all of Australia.
Everything's weird in Australia.
Full of weird stuff, and it just makes you wonder why. They have crazy spiders, crazy animals. Kangaroos shouldn't exist.
Sure.
Yeah. They just like deer that are on PCP.
I have no answer for the platypus and why it exists. But it's definitely an unusual animal.
It is.
And I understand why they thought it was a cryptid for the longest time. That's 2 years that Europe was like, nah, not it. I mean, the Aboriginals and the Asians and the Australians were probably like, yeah, dude, check this out. How is that any different than us right now with like Bigfoot and stuff?
Well, it's a little different. It's a little
It's a
little
different.
bit different.
They have bodies.
I'd say it's a little bit different. If Bigfoot lived in my backyard and I saw him every day, maybe it'd be a little bit more similar. If I was like out there talking to Bigfoot and then people are like, he's not real. I'm like, nah, dude.
He's right there.
He's right there. He's here. And then like somebody in like California was like, you're lying to everybody. And I'm like, I'm not. It's literally Bigfoot. That's why it's a little bit different.
All right. But when you have an animal as weird as the platypus,
yeah,
it gives us hope.
Oh yeah.
That much more simple creatures that are cryptids might one day be discovered as real animals. You have a rubbery build water mole beaver monster that has no stomach, no teeth, and venomous feet spikes.
Yeah.
That exists and is proven.
Yeah.
Why can't the monkey man that wanders around in the Americas be real?
Yeah, I wish it worked like that.
You know what I mean?
I wish it worked like that. I love your...
Because that makes... the monkey man makes more sense!
Yeah, no. Yeah, I wish it was so simple.
It should be! This actually makes me angry!
That's why people didn't believe it, though. That's why people thought it was fake. That's why a lot of the cryptids that are no longer cryptids, like the giant squid, were considered fake. Just because the idea of a squid that was 30 feet long or something like that was a real thing when everybody just knew squids. These little, like, imagine like hearing about the giant shrimp. Yeah. You know, you'd be like, no fucking way.
It's time, Charlie.
Yes.
Can you fight a platypus?
Yes. 100%. There's no way I wouldn't be able to fight a platypus.
Yeah, I think you can fight a platypus. This is one of the few times I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah, it seems like something very kickable.
Well, if they're anything like muskrats, which are apparently aerodynamic, so how would you fight a platypus?
I would kick it.
That's it? Just one time, just drop kick the thing?
I'd avoid its venomous heel hooks and just kick it very hard, and I would win. Like a football, dude. I think 100% fight a platypus. This thing don't even have teeth, man.
And the bill is soft, so it probably wouldn't even hurt if it
did.
Like when a duck does it, like pinches.
Rubber bill.
All right.
Dude, I can't get over that. My entire life, I thought platypuses had like that, you know.
Like that hard keratin bill?
Yeah. No, it's rubbery. I also thought, because of Perry the Platypus, that it was like an orange bill.
No, it's black.
It's black, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are treating it like a cryptid.
Are we going to rank?
We should rate this thing.
We're going to rank the...
But obviously we know it's real, so we're not going to give it a realism rating.
Well, yeah, I don't know, dude.
Well, I mean, if we're treating it like it's a cryptid...
Yeah.
Let's rank it as if it's a cryptid.
Okay.
So, Charlie...
Is it real?
How real do you think the platypus would be if it wasn't?
If the platypus wasn't real, how real would the platypus be? Oh, man. I don't know, dude. That's one of those things. If somebody described to me a platypus, my first thought would be, okay, this is bullshit.
Exactly.
There's no fucking way. But I guess, you know, because it literally is just a bunch of animals mixed together.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
So what would you give it? If it wasn't real.
If it wasn't real.
If it wasn't proven to be real.
If it wasn't proven to be real, what would I think about its reality? I don't know, dude. Normally, this defies everything. Like a 3.5, man. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I guess, yeah, if somebody just said, and I didn't have any, like, background or anything to go on, that they thought this thing existed, I would automatically be like, there's probably doesn't exist. So I'll give it a 3.5.
3.5. Yeah, okay, so honestly, if I didn't know this thing was real, we were just going on like it's a cryptid like everything else. With all the pieces put together.
Yeah.
Gonna give it a 3.
A 3. Yeah. cool is the platypus?
The platypus is fucking cool.
Platypus is cool.
Platypus is so cool. I gotta give it. It's cool, man. It's
as a cryptid.
As a cryptid, it's still cool. It glows in the dark. It sees with electricity.
It does.
It sweats milk, which is weird. It's got
lays eggs.
Pointy feet. It lays eggs. It's got dicks in its butt, which is weird. Yeah. It's got a rubber mouth with no teeth in it, which is kind of weird. And it's got no stomach, which is weird. Yeah. So it's not 5 out of 5 cool because it's a lot of weird. Yeah. But fucking cool. I'm gonna give it a 4.7.
Oh yeah. That's more than I was gonna give it. So it's not very threatening, and no, that's a big part of the cool factor for me.
Yeah, I think they only get up to be 5 pounds max. Yeah, and they average between 1.5 and 5. They're pretty small. Very capable. Which is actually something I didn't expect. I thought platypuses.
Yeah, no, I thought they were bigger too.
We're bigger.
Yeah, but they're not, because you think of beavers, and beavers are like decent size.
Yeah, they're like 10, 15 pounds.
Yeah, they're smaller than beavers.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. No, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 again.
3.5?
3.5 for coolness.
All right. Now, how unique is the platypus?
It's super fucking unique.
There's absolutely nothing like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
even more so that we've done more research.
There's a couple things like it. A beaver's kind of like it.
Not even close. Beaver doesn't have dicks in its butt. And beaver doesn't have pointy feet. A beaver doesn't have a rubber band face with no teeth. And a beaver has a stomach. And it doesn't sweat milk. What?
They have guns.
Yeah, they make good jerky.
Yeah. But alright.
Yeah, nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
Yeah, no, literally there is. It is a very unique thing. It's the only other species of, what are they called? Monotremes? Monotremes.
Or the echidnas.
Yeah, the echidnas. And it's the platypus and 4 species of echidna. Yeah. In this egg-laying mammal.
And it's the only one in that scientific name that I'm not going to butcher again.
Yeah.
Urocanosheshmeshkish, whatever the fuck I said.
Yeah. Super wild. And they're super different from the echidnas, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the echidnas are pretty cool, but they're not as cool as the platypus.
No. But the echidnas have 4 dicks. Interesting fact.
Are they in their butts, too?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, yes. That's kind of worse.
But actually, I don't know. This is not. We'll do them on a different episode, dude.
It's not a dick podcast. Yeah. It's a cryptid podcast.
Yeah, I don't know where they are. I just know how many dicks everything has. For originality, dude, I'm gonna give this thing a 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go straight 5 with this one too. Ain't nothing like a platypus.
Yeah.
All right, I've got our new math duck ready.
Do you?
I do.
What is the new math duck?
Give us some numbers here, buddy.
Okay, 3.5. Nice. Plus 3. Plus 3.5. Plus 4.7. Plus 5. Plus 5. And what does the math duck have for us? Nothing. Because I didn't use the calculator.
You forgot to do the calculator.
Because this math duck sucks. We need a new math duck.
Charlie, you're supposed to have the math duck do the math. And you did.
Shut up, baby. 24.7.
Which out of 30 is pretty high. If this was a cryptid, he'd be in our top.
Problem is, he's not a cryptid.
He is an animal. He does exist.
So he's nowhere in our ranking system.
Oh my gosh. Alright guys, I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you guys for hanging out. As always, go follow us on Instagram. Go like us on Facebook. Go follow us on TikTok. Check all that shit out. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.